Hey, this is iOTrendz. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Charlotte and thanks for clicking on this video. Don't forget to stick around until the end of the video where we reply to users' comments. So today on Trends, we're going to be talking about how liberals are so friggin' salty. No, we're not going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about Mr. Bernie Sanders and whether or not he would have beaten Trump had he been the Democratic candidate. First of all, when you look at the data, based on the states that Hillary lost twice, the people who voted for Bernie ended up voting for Trump, despite the fact that Bernie has denounced Trump on many occasions and he asked for his supporters to vote for Hillary. His voters still voted for Trump. Bernie supporters were die-hard. Rallies for him were positive and exciting, and young people flocked to them. And Canadians love Bernie too. I was a Bernie supporter, and most of the people I know were Bernie supporters. One time I saw a mattress on the side of the road that had Bernie for Prez written in graffiti on it. Like, we're not even in the United States, how can we vote for Bernie? But it wasn't just Canadians that loved Bernie. A Wall Street Journal poll on May 15th said Secretary Clinton would have beat Trump by 3 points, but Bernie would have won by 15. There is the notion that the Democratic convention was rigged against Bernie, so he had no chance of being the Democratic candidate. Bernie was quoted saying, "Right now, in every major poll, national poll, and statewide poll done in the last month, we are defeating Trump often by big numbers and always at a larger margin than Secretary Clinton." So how did he lose the nomination to Hillary? Even Trump himself tweeted this: "I would rather run against crooked Hillary Clinton than Bernie Sanders, and that will happen because the books are cooked against Bernie." According to the WikiLeaks, the Democratic Party were extremely petty and resentful toward Bernie, and they were definitely biased towards Hillary. The DNC formally apologized for those horrible remarks made in the emails released by the WikiLeaks. The head of the DNC even resigned after the emails were leaked. However, the leaked emails do not mean that the DNC was rigged. But if the DNC was rigged, it was a big mistake. Bernie would have brought so many voters to the party who otherwise would not have supported the Democrats. Bernie was an amazing candidate and a great person. Did anyone see him cry at the DNC? My god, I lost it. It was like watching my grandfather cry. Mr. Sanders was for closing the inequality gap, creating free healthcare and education and a living wage. He also wanted to take on racial inequality and fair immigration policies. Sounds friggin' awesome. But his campaign was completely the opposite from Trump's. So whether or not he would have won over the country, we'll never know. People seem to really love Trump, and Trump had so much charisma, which is ultimately a big reason why people choose a leader. Whether or not the white rural Americans would have supported Bernie, I'm actually not sure, but my guess is probably not. The America Bernie would have won over is the young vote, the women vote, the immigrant vote, and the African American vote. We will never know unless he runs in 2020. Sadly, good old Bernie will be 78 by the next election, so running for president again is probably pretty unlikely. That doesn't stop him right now from being a voice of the people and definitely one of the biggest Trump haters out there. So guys, what do you think? Should Bernie have been your prez, or are you happy with Trump? Would you still have made the same decision had Hillary not been the Democratic candidate? Let me know in those comments below. Speaking of comments, it is time to read some of yours. IJ Production said, "Did Trump's presidential acceptance speech change your mind about Trump?" You know what? It didn't change my mind, but it was nice to see that side of him. It was also nice to finally see him recognize everything Hillary has done. He wasn't really willing to do that until he won, but still, he was a great sport. I wish some of his supporters would have taken his lead and not been such sore winners, which brings me to the next comment. Too Quick For You said, "Clinton pretends that she's happy, but you know she's just as salty as the rest of the liberals in the world who are currently having a global meltdown." This was a comment on a video we did on our main channel about Hillary's incredibly emotional and presidential concession speech. I am very tired of hearing people twisting passionate ideals into bitterness. Yep, the Democrats lost, but that doesn't mean they are wrong. That's why politics exists, because everyone is entitled to their opinion, and the winner is dependent on the greater good. Hillary got more votes than Trump, but because of the US system, she lost. It is quite frustrating to see people support someone for all the wrong reasons and be happy about the other side being heartbroken. I think we all need to relax a bit and stop being sore losers and sore winners. Otherwise, America is going to turn into exactly what everyone thought it would turn into if Trump won. Rise above the pettiness, hold the hand of your fellow Americans, and tell them that everything is going to be okay. That is all I have to say for now, and I'll see you all in another video.